Good morning, gang. Happy Monday morning. So, dear Joe Biden, dear Klaus Schwab, dear Tony Fauci, you have no control over me. Dear Vladimir Putin, dear Xi Jinping, dear Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, you have no control over me. Dear Leonardo DiCaprio, dear Bette Midler, dear Joy Behar, you have no control over me. Dear CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, you have no control over me. Dear FBI, DOJ, WEF, you have no control over me. Dear BLM, dear Antifa, dear LGBTQ, you have no control over me. This is something you guys need to remember, and I need to remember too. None of these groups or anybody involved in any way over them has any authority to do anything in your life unless you allow them to. They can say whatever they want. They can change whatever they want. You do not need to accept whatever they say. There are two, at least in my opinion, supreme laws in the world, or at least in the United States. Okay? One is the Constitution, and the other is the Ten Commandments. That's it. Okay? Period. Those are the only laws which we are obliged to follow according to God and according to the United States. Everything else is folly. They can say whatever they want. Oh, effective immediately, you have to eat crickets. No, I don't. Okay? This country was founded on free choice, freedom, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, the land of opportunity, not given happiness, and not the land of equity. Okay? None of us are perfect. Every single one of us has violated the Ten Commandments, at least one of them, sometime in their life, probably multiple times, certainly guilty. Okay? The Constitution's a different story. The Constitution was written by very wise men. And as much as everybody meaning politicians, trying to say, well, it was written 250 years ago, times have changed. Yeah, times have changed, no doubt. The ideals written in there have not, okay? And people need to remember some of these because they forget about what's in some of this stuff, okay? The First Amendment. Oh, we all know freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, everything like that. You do realize that it also prevents the government from creating or favoring a religion, right? There's a war on Christianity in the United States. There's no doubt, okay? You do realize that while other religions have the right to practice in the United States, the government does not have the right to give them preferential treatment. Think about that, okay? The war on Christianity. The Second Amendment, I don't have to tell you about, but of course, everybody in government, at least on the left, needs to remember that the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. It doesn't say the right to bear muskets. It says the right to bear arms. If somebody creates a ray gun, you have the right to own that. I mean, literally, according to the Constitution, you and me have the right to own nuclear missiles. We have the right to own fully automatic weapons, according to the Constitution. The people who have determined they are in control say otherwise. They are not in control. Simple as that, okay? The Third Amendment, preventing soldiers from taking over your house, okay, or living in your house. This one you might want to think about. This one ties into, which one is it? The Fifth Amendment. Okay, because the Fifth Amendment, everybody knows, oh, it's the right to remain silent. Okay. The Fifth Amendment also protects you from having your house taken without just compensation. So all those people who say, oh, you don't own your property if you don't pay the property tax, go read the Constitution. You're wrong. Okay? I will bust your balls every time on that until you get it through your head that you're wrong. Okay. The Fourth Amendment, we talk about that one. Unreasonable search and seizure. Mar-a-Lago? Okay. This is where the laws come in fact of warrants and all this sort of stuff. You don't have to answer the door, guys. I say this all the time. And we could go on and on and on. The 10th Amendment is the one that, nobody ever talks about. The 10th Amendment says that the government only has the powers delegated in the Constitution. Really? What did I say at the top? The only laws that matter are the ones that are in the Constitution. The federal government, by law, only has the powers that are delegated in the Constitution. According to the 10th Amendment, if it isn't listed in the Constitution, that belongs to the powers of the states. Somebody want to talk about the abortion issue? Somebody please show me, all these liberals talking about how it is a constitutional right. Please show me where it says in the Constitution you have the right to abortion. Okay? I can show you right here where the right to an abortion is specifically drawn out in the Constitution, that is a state choice. I don't know. Reading is, one of those comprehension skills I actually have, but then again, I'm not a liberal. But you go into the 10 Commandments, and these are the laws which we should follow. Okay? Having no other gods before me. God knows Obama certainly wanted everybody to worship him. Xi Jinping, hell, you're Chinese. You're required to worship him. I mean, literally bow down, get on your knees, kiss his feet, and worship him. Okay? No false idols. Make no idols. Yeah, right. Okay. Tell me how that one works in this country. This one I'm guilty of occasionally, taking the Lord's name in vain. Yes, like I said, we all are sinners. Okay. Keeping the Sabbath day holy. Yeah, this is another tough one because a lot of us, in order to keep the lights on, have to work on those days. Honoring your father and mother. Well, that one's pretty much gone out the window for the entire country. Hell, you got half the population who doesn't even know who their father is. Just how can you honor somebody you don't even know? Insane. 6, you shall not murder. This one's probably going to get thrown out like the baby with the bathwater here, should the powers that be push any further. Shall not commit adultery? Well, the, again, aforementioned people that have no control over me, they've never read this one. I mean, you can't find anybody in Hollywood, anybody in Washington who hasn't cheated on a spouse. Maybe Mike Pence, okay? Shall not steal. Hell, the government doesn't even believe in this. There was a guy yesterday who was in New York who went in with an axe and started attacking people in a McDonald's with an axe. Oh, he was let out the same day with no bail. I don't know. Attempted axe murder? Maybe you should put a hockey mask on and get a chainsaw instead. I don't know. Bearing false witness. Oh, we're going to see a lot of that. Hey, turn in your neighbor. Okay. They're asking you to do this. Shall not covet. They're forcing people to do this. He's got tomatoes. One of y'all sent me an email yesterday saying that their garden was pilfered. Told you that was going to happen. Sure enough, here it is. Okay. This is the thing. Governments cannot create a religion. They cannot favor a religion. They don't believe in the laws of it. I'm sorry. None of those people that I listed at the top control me. Why? because I made that decision. They are not going to do anything. I'm not going to live by anything they say. I don't have to. Okay? I have to follow these laws. These are the laws that will either get me put in jail in the physical world or get me put in hell in the spiritual world. Okay? I don't care what Bette Midler says. I don't care what Joe Biden says. They are a bunch of clowns who think they're important. They only have the power that we give them. If we don't give them any power, if we don't acknowledge their authority anymore, they have no power. That's the problem. Because too many people in this country, in this world, give them that power. Respect is something that is earned. It is not given. Just because you have the title of President of the United States, I don't care. If I don't respect you, it doesn't matter. Told you a couple of times before, wise warrant officer when I was in the Army told me, he goes, you don't have to respect the person, you just have to respect the rank. Okay? Same thing. I don't have any respect for Joe Biden. I respect the office of the presidency. Unfortunately, we just don't have anybody in it right now. Okay? We need a president. We don't have one. You go back to the 1940s, okay? Maybe 1950s. I wasn't around, obviously. And the old Superman cartoon, comic strip, or even when the original TV show came on, what was his name? George Reeve. Okay. What did Superman stand for? Truth, justice, and the American way. Those were the ideals. Those are still the ideals that most Americans live by. Unfortunately, the ideals that we are having forced down our throats, which we don't have to accept, are spin, equity, and the globalist way. I'm sorry, that ain't ever happening. That's one of the reasons I'm a prepper. Because every one of these yahoos who thinks they are better than me, who thinks they are smarter than me, who thinks they can control what I do, has a real hard lesson to learn if they ever try to push it. Have a good one. Pinball out.